Hey Aquarius, welcome back to Peony Lore, where we help you to find the beauty in all things. So this is going to serve for the sun, moon, and rising sign of Aquarius from the 18th until the 24th of October. So we got a couple of interesting things that are showing up this week. I'm sure many of you already know it. And I'm going to discuss the astrology while I create the piles for the Aquarius sun, the Aquarius rising, and the Aquarius moon. And then we'll get into the regular portion of the reading here in just a second, okay? So first and foremost, we have Mercury coming out of retrograde and Jupiter also going direct, both on Monday. That is awesome energy. A lot of forward momentum from people. It's been very, I think I read a meme that said this has been the most Mercury retrograde, the retrogradiest Mercury retrograde ever. It was hilarious. I was just cracking up. But there's a lot of truth to that with all the different planets that were in retrograde at the same time. So as things are starting to open up here in the universe, you're going to start seeing a lot more momentum. Things that kind of got stalled in the past, communication, projects, contracts, those different types of things are really starting to come to fruition. The beginning of last week for some, a lot of more finite details on Friday the 22nd when we have the sun going into Scorpio, which is forcing the change. And then also the energy of understanding that things are going to start, dust off those old lists, those projects, those needs, those wants, any communication that you've shared with people over the past couple of weeks. Watch for things to start to change. Now, not 100% of everything is going to show up in the natural in the next couple of days. Not 100%, not for everyone at least. But you're going to definitely start seeing people wanting to have more conversations. A lot of people are going to be traveling and just opening things back up. Of course, whenever we have a retrograde and things go direct, you've got to give the energy of at least 7 to 10 days in that shadow period for everything to kind of line up for you. Okay. Then, of course, you know that on Wednesday we have the full moon in Aries. So hopefully many of you are going to be out there doing your full moon magic. Journaling, lighting a candle, praying, meditating, whatever it is that you need to be able to do. I would suggest that people get down on that action when it comes to the energy of Wednesday. Now, Wednesday we actually have, so Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday belong to Aries. And then we transition into Taurus starting late Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Friday we start to transition into the sun sign of Scorpio. So happy birthday to the beginning Scorpios that are out there, and happy birthday to the last bit of Libra up until we get to that point. So Scorpio energy, the sun in Scorpio Saturday and Sunday, but the moon will switch positions into the sign of Gemini. So if you have any of those planets in your chart, you may want to take a look at the other readings that have been posted so far, just to make sure that you get a more broad reading for yourself. Of course, anything that doesn't resonate in this particular reading, it may not just be that week. So we encourage you to take a look at your full sun sign, your full moon sign, your full ascendant, which is your rising sign, and of course your north node. Okay. All right. Let's see. Technically this week, the best days of the week are on Friday and Sunday. The energies, the way that they are lined up, there are more trines than squares or anything else that's going on. Well, technically that might not be right with Friday, except that the sun is going to go into the sign of Scorpio. So I'm calling that all good. But I will get into more of the astrology for the days as we hit the week. Just to save a little bit of time here, because I could spend all year having conversations about every single day. But I do want to say this. If you have Aries in your chart, Monday, Tuesday, and from what I've seen with all of the collectives that I've done so far, it's going to take people a few days into this week in order for things to kind of, shake themselves out a little bit differently. The first couple of days of this week, we're shaking out a bunch of old energies in order to transition into that new energy. So just be aware. And the reason I bring that up is because Chiron is in Aries with the moon in Aries on that Monday. So we talked a lot about that these past several months, about Chiron being responsible for helping you heal what it is that you bring to the table. And both of the, okay, all of those are yours. We're going to keep them. And what that means for you. So owning up your collective poop. Owning your collective poop. All right. So that is going to be read at the end for Aquarius Sun. That'll be for the Ascendant. And then this will be for the Aquarius Moon position. Okay. So as we always do, we're going to start off with our Sacred Geometry deck, and then we're going to use this week, we're going to use the, what are we using? Psychic Tarot in between and the White Sage Tarot in order to clarify. We also have 1, 2, 3, 4 different oracle cards that are going to come out. So here we go. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Technically, you guys have just a mixture of where Saturn and Aquarius are still playing in the chart, Monday, Tuesday, and Friday specifically. Otherwise, that's all that we have as far as your direct information in the astrology. So, of course, Saturn is the energy of the world card, your responsibilities, your boundaries, kind of what's going on within your structure. It could be physical structure. It could be your physical structure of self, right? And then obviously the Jupiter energy that comes through, which is the expansive portion of your wisdom, earnings, different types of monies, abundance. Abundance doesn't always have to mean money for everyone, but it can mean abundance of time, abundance of resources, abundance of people, whatever the case may be. It's expansion nonetheless. Okay, Aquarius, what you have here is a frequency card. You have 741 hertz. So this is expression. This is that throat chakra. This is air energy, but it's also throat chakra. So this is an important week for you in order to expand. So pull in that frequency energy as you're meditating, as you're running around doing errands. Just plop it into the YouTubes or to the Googles or whatever else it is that you pull in. 741 hertz is going to help you communicate and be heard this particular week. Self-expression, okay, could also be very artistic for some people as well. All right, so we're going to pull in a numerology card to support this for you really quickly, and also a keeper of the light. Here we go. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. There it is. Well, the universe is saying communication, communication, communication. Really trying to get your attention, my friends. Communication is going to be very, very important. And so communication obviously has a lot to do with listening as much as it has to do with speaking as well. Making sure that people are being heard. 2 ways to communicate, right? All right, and let's see what the keepers of the light want to say to our Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising this week. Numerologically, we have 11 and we have 33 energy. That'll be more significant as I lay down the spread. So okay, they're saying yes. There's many of you that need to get come out. Thank you. In communication with your spirit guides a little bit more this week. Tune into your spirit guides, your spirit messages. They're going to have more to share with you. What we have is the energy of Krishna, and this is about devotion. And so some of you have been putting something out there so much to the universe. The universe just wants you to know that you're being heard. They're hearing you and they are supporting you. So trust the spiritual guidance. Thank you, because you were talking before I even got it out. Your commitment to whatever it is that you're working on within your project or a relationship or to self is being recognized, and you are definitely loved unconditionally. One of my favorite masters, one of my favorite ascended masters, Krishna. Okay. Okay, my friends, let us go ahead and pull down each of the cards for this week. Psychic Tarot is not meant to be read in the reverse position, so if we do have any that come up, I'm going to use the in-between tarot again, because again, this is the turning point for most people, and I'm considering that more mid-month like I did last week when they had me do the collective, because of the extra week that we have in October here. So here we go. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's get the days of the week here. Monday, it flipped. Where'd it go? There it is. Okay. Tuesday. And Wednesday. Thank you. Interesting. Yeah. You're pretty much on target with everyone else. Let's see. Thursday. Friday. Throat chakra. Let's see what else goes with the throat chakra. Woohoo! It's this top one here. Very nice. And then let's get Saturday and Sunday. Saturday and Sunday, they said, here you go. Okay. All right, my friends, what we have here is the energy of letting something or someone else's energy interfere with what it is that you're trying to accomplish in a sense. Although this is the week where you're going to defend yourself in a way that you haven't really done before, which is where this communication comes in and this listening to spirit. Here's what we've got going on here at the beginning of the week. We have the 9 of Rods in the reverse position. Now in this deck, it's called Spiritual Strength. And you can see that it's kind of in the reverse position. This is letting, how do I want to say this? Challenging, not allowing, okay, not allowing yourself the level of emotional rest that is needed. I'm saying emotional rest. The other thing they're saying is physical rest for some people, because the 9 of Swords does, or excuse me, the 9 of Wands or the 9 of Rods definitely means that you're tired physically, but you definitely have one more push that's in you. Within it showing up in the reverse position this way, and I am going to clarify the cards that showed up in the reverse position. So I'm going to be clarifying deeply 4 different cards that showed up here for you. But some of you are taking the physical rest very, very seriously because you understand that that's how it translates into other ways of acknowledging spirit as well. Okay. What that means next door to it on Tuesday with the energy of the 5 of Cups is that there's healing and that there's a releasing that's happening as well with this rest that it looks like you're trying to take, which is awesome. There's forgiveness of self. There's forgiveness of other people. There's a lot of healing that's going on from an emotional perspective. Some of you are saying you're sorry to someone as well. That's the first thing there. I'm sorry is coming through. The other energy that comes through very strongly, as I recall this, because it's almost the same energy as the Virgo. So if you've got Virgo in your chart, you may want to take a look at that as well. Or if you have got Virgo in the family, you might want to take a look at that, because there's a lot of apology and needing to make sure that that's cleaned up as far as the air is concerned. But that's what's going on. Some of you have energized yourself in a physical way, and that's allowing you to do a lot of the emotional releases. When you get to the energy of Wednesday, now that you're starting to see that there's more partnerships and alliances, this is where the energy of the fire kind of comes through. The 3 of Rods or the 3 of Wands energy. Whatever choice you've made in the past, Spirit is agreeing with you, because whenever you get the 2 of Rods, you can go left or right. It doesn't matter. But when you get the 3, Spirit is meeting you in the middle. Okay. And they're helping you. They're working with you. They're walking alongside of you at this particular moment. So that's wonderful. Partnerships and alliances. It can mean for some people that this is where business contracts start to pick up. This can mean where people are starting to come out and communicate with you more about things that need to happen in the future, or you could be having that conversation with people as well, really trying to put yourself out there, especially as we get to this last part of the year. This is where a lot of new contracts and momentum is showing up for people. Okay, now when we get to the energy of Thursday, we have the Devil in the reverse position. So I gotta tell you, I like this. Now on Thursday, in the universe, we have Mars, aggressive energy, the Tower, assertion energy, pushing Libra to try to balance things out, but it's squaring Capricorn and Pluto. So Pluto wants things to change, and Capricorn's trying to figure out kind of where you're at with this whole situation. But with it showing up in the reverse position, even though it's in its natural day here, at least one of them, because it shows up in 3 days this week, this means that you're releasing yourself from something that was binding you before. You're releasing yourself from thinking that you have to. Those levels of energies are being removed from you, and you are moving forward. I like this. This is really kind of cool. This means that there's been a lot of growth, a lot of change, a lot of healing that's taking place. And like, this is like you're put up or shut up, and you're dealing with what it is that you need to deal with. And it's really cool to see. Therefore, when we get to the energy of Thursday, here we go again, throat chakra with accelerated motion. This is the 8 of Wands, the 8 of Rods energy. Some of you, I'm going to say right now, because I'm seeing U-Haul are moving. So the 8 of Rods is mini chariot. It means physical moving. Moving. It can mean physical moving, but it definitely means that there's more communication that's being had on this day. Some of you that are super tapped in are going to start receiving a lot of downloads on this particular day, which is Friday. I told you it was going to be a really, really good day. So here's the sexy things that happen on Friday. We have the Mars energy, the Tower energy with Libra scales. Okay, so aggressive energy, trying to be balanced out, and it's still squaring that whole Pluto judgment Scorpio change with the whole devil persistence, like push. That's a huge square. But the other sexy thing that comes up here is the sun turns into Scorpio. So Scorpio's like, no, I'm highlighting all the stuff that has to change. We're doing this thing. We're done. We've talked about it till we're, blue in the face. The other thing that happens though with Pluto and Capricorn on that day is that we finally have the moon in Taurus. So Taurus gets to the point where we start to talk about and tackle it from a day-to-day practical standpoint. That is beautiful to me because, like I said, all this airy-fairy stuff that had been going on in the past and overthinking and all those now it's done. Now we're square. Now we know exactly what it is that we need to do, and we're going to start taking the practical steps to doing that. Super, super awesome energy. When we have the energy of Saturday, we've got the 6 of Cups. And the 6 of Cups energy that's coming in here is really the energy of, pleasurable moments. This is how I'm seeing it for you. I'm seeing the pleasurable moments that are popping up. Again, we have the energy of Saturn in Aquarius on this particular day, which is trining the moon, and the moon would have switched over into the sign of Gemini. So that communication. So it's possible that someone from your past is going to be either in your thoughts or communicating. Also a lot of spirit communication for a lot of you that are tapped in. It's going to be showing up on this day. You're going to be able to utilize the energy of the universe very, very heavily this particular weekend. Okay. But when we get to the energy of Sunday, we have the 6 of Swords in the reverse position. So this to me is the whole Neptune and Pisces energy, which is that kind of throwing a little bit of a kink into the system. Also Uranus energy, which is the Fool energy, transitioning now into Taurus. And it's like, well, how do we do this thing on a very natural way? But Venus and Libra are trying to show you. So for me, this 6, again, some people are moving, and you're going to get to the point where you're trying to think about the practical things of what that looks like. So it could be physical moving. Again, I'm seeing U-Haul very clearly. U-Haul, little tiny trailer, physical moving that's getting ready to happen. But for some of you, it's going to be more of a planning thought process. And then some of you are moving thought processes into this new direction. So overall, what it's getting ready to happen is that where you've not seen your personal power before in the past, and you've had some challenges with maybe finance, or you've maybe had some challenges with business maybe stalling a little bit, or projects not coming to fruition, or people or other resources that weren't showing up. You have to know that the universe was doing things in the background, and a lot of this has to do with timing, because you definitely are going to be getting your rewards. I'm already seeing, 10 of Pentacles. I'm seeing 10 of Pentacles. I'm seeing 10 of Cups. It's just a matter of you changing your thought process so that you can get there. Now, we are going to do some clarifiers specifically on the Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday energy, just to help support. Okay, so let's bring out the in-between tarot, and let's figure out specifically what's going on this Monday with this retrogrades going direct here. Okay. Yeah, I'm not even surprised that shows up. We have Uranus, the Fool, with the Magician. So this was timing. This was gathering thoughts. This was gathering the different resources. This was getting your collective poop in a group on this particular day so that you could feel comfortable moving forward. That was the energy that you were at. Not necessarily having enough information maybe at the past to make a physical change or even a mental thought process. But now that's the energy of what was going on with that contributes to that 9 of Swords. We have the energy of the six of coins coming out. Yeah, this is where you're at. Now you're becoming a little bit more balanced. What it is that you're giving, you're going to start receiving. And that's gorgeous. And then what it leads up to is forward physical monetary. And they're showing me bank. They're showing me money here in this position. as well. And how does this end up for our Aquarius then with this? Is there anything else? One more, okay. One more for Aquarius on Monday. There it is. Okay, so yep, this is very much what I was saying before. This is kind of like a timing situation. So you're getting to this point. It's not 100% done, but by the time this retrograde is finished, then you're going to be in the Ace of Coins, traveling into the Two of Coins. Someone is back. Someone's coming back. I bet you. Well, let's just see what happens. That you're going to find out what this is. Okay, so this just all had to do with timing. So that's what we have there. With this healing that shows up on this Tuesday, where did I put my deck? Tuesday's energy. We have a lot of forward momentum with Sagittarius coming in here with Venus. Sagittarius is the energy of, adventure and optimism and wanting things to happen. And Venus is like, yeah, let's go do this. Let's make this happen. A lot of healing happening on this day. So in order for something new to come in, you got to let all this old shit go. And that's what it looks like you're doing. So that's cool. Okie dokie then. So here's where we're at. Yep. Okay. There was a lot of defensive behavior happening in the past. A lot of defensive, a lot of thought processes about how am I going to move? How am I going to move forward? How do I get this done? There's Ace of Swords that shows up here in between the Two of Swords. How do I get to this point? How do I communicate this point? This is going to be a shitty point for some people. Five of Wands in the reverse position. Screw it. I've got to get past this whole situation. I've got to let this negativity go. And now we've got the Three of Cups into the Four of Cups. In the reverse position means you're letting yourself get out of the stagnancy of what was happening before. So 3, 4, 5 of Cups. That's awesome. You are definitely shifting. So yeah, this is really, really cool. Thank you for clarifying that. So let's get down to this Devil energy. Okay. Devil energy, releasing ourselves from temptation, maybe another Capricorn. What else do we have going on here? Interference. Now this is the Three of Coins in the reverse position. Something in the past with regards to a structure that was loosely built, falling down. Never going to get there. That's what they're telling me. It was never going to get there. It was never going to get there. Wow. The Moon card in the reverse position here is still challenging yourself a little bit. That's the current energy that you're going to be looking at, but something else is going to show up. When you get to the energy of Thursday, this temptation showing up in the reverse position, you have the energy of someone that you've been involved with that had a lot to do with work, whether it was physical, job, but this Three of Coins, they're just showing me interference. Normally it's the Three of Swords, but I think that showed up here. No, I did not. That's the Two of Swords. They're just showing me interference. They're showing me interference. Something was interfering with what it is that you need to do with your resources. I'll just put it that way. You're at the point where you're almost done. This is a transition card. Okay, so you're releasing yourself from any of... You're going to get to this point of knowing and floating in the universe between what the sun is trying to highlight for you and what the moon has revealed, and then what the sun wants to be able to share with you. So you're floating in it. You're not 100% there yet, but you're moving, you're traveling to get to a point where you can go there, because what you have here is the High Priestess with the Empress. Okay, so the moon and the sun are going to show back up for you. You're transitioning. There's a traveling of thought process, of momentum that's happening here, because whatever this baby is, okay, you are bringing this into creation and you're not going to let this stop you. So that is super sexy for me to be able to see. I am going to pull a couple more cards because we have doubles here. Aquarius. Ooh, thank you. The Hierophant. Work, organization, learning, commitment. Page of Cups. Yeah, not a lack of commitment with something that was going on in the past. So that's still on your brain, but Now, here's the Chariot. I told you, moving forward quickly. Transportation, moving. I keep seeing U-Haul. And then there's the Nine of Wands again. Yeah. In order for you to get your spices back up into flow, this is what you have to do. You have to continue to move forward. You have to continue to stand strong. You have to know that it's not going to be extremely smooth, but the universe is here to help smooth out as many things as they possibly can for you, because this is where you're living right here. You're in your spiritual growth. Okay? That's really cool. So look for the communication again on Friday. So let's get past to this energy, because like I said, it's possible that something that showed up from the past is going to be coming back, or there's an old idea that you're going to dust off and you're going to put some new energy into with this communication that comes in with the throat chakra. Let's figure out what's going on with this energy on Sunday with this moving on in the reverse position. Again, I really think it's just a matter of reviewing details. Reviewing details is what I think, but let's clarify. Why is moving on in the reverse position? Eight of Cups in the reverse position. Reviewing, okay? You're taking another look at something. Woo! It's these two right here for sure. Yeah, you got the Judgment card in with the World in the reverse position. So yeah, this is the movement that needs to happen for you. Okay, this is the energy of the movement happening for you with Jupiter, Saturn and Jupiter, really. We got the World card and Judgment. So you're just looking at the details at this particular moment. It's still kind of getting to you a little bit from an emotional perspective. Like things are upsetting you with all this water. And so I would just say, of course, if something's upsetting you, you definitely deserve an extra little bit of time to like really get clarified on it. There is definitely one more card here, and then we're going to pull out the littles over there. Yeah, ooh, well, we got a couple, so let's just take it. Yep, Seven of Cups into the Eight of Cups again. Yeah, there was an option that was presented towards you. You had a huge aha moment, or this aha moment is showing up, and then it turns around and you turn back into the King of Cups, ready to share knowledge with this little baby Page of Cups as far as moving forward with these new ideas and this new emotional experience. This also has a lot to do with children. This has a lot to do with children as well. It's very possible that you could have a child or a childlike thought process, which kind of gets you to the point where they say something and you go, what? And it was like a hugely profound. Let's move in and get a couple clarifiers on this, because we have a double here. I want to get down to that. We have the Knight of Cups into the Queen of Cups that I want to clarify, and the Judgment and the World card here with regards to moving on in the reverse. Here we go. There it is. Eight of Cups again. I'm reviewing something. Page of Pentacles, something new. The Emperor, how do I get organized? And the Ace of Pentacles, pretty much how I called it. Thank you, universe, for clarifying. Yeah, the Moon has revealed what it is that you need to know, High Priestess, in order to let that devil go for what was not working, not looking back over your shoulder, and now finally allowing Judgment to show up for you the way that it needs to, because it wants to shine on you. Okay, so yeah, that's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful reading. Okay, thank you, universe. There's a lot. Okay, now we are going to read the Dragon Oracle. Wants to come out to talk to you a little bit. So this is for my Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Woo! Thank you. Wow, you have the Magenta Dragon. Enables you to bring forward your soul wisdom. Awaken your soul memories and higher spiritual understanding. Prepare for accelerated ascension. Looky, looky, looky. It's all about that timing, my friend. All about that timing. All about that base. Like that. And then your Starseed Oracle. They're giving me a heads up about travel. For some people, you may need to review your travel. when it comes to Sunday, just be mindful and take another peek at your travel arrangements. Just make sure that everything is on lock. And if something needs to change, be flexible enough to change it. So whoever that's for, that's what you got. Starseed Oracle, here we go. Ooh, thank you so much. Messenger. Serious energy, okay? Bringing harmony and balance into the situation. That's what we have. There's Messenger. Very, 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 very awesome. Okay. Now, we're going to go into the bonus material here for you, Aquarius. If you are an Aquarius sun sign, then we have the miracle of nature that shows up, okay? Thank you, angels, for helping me to reconnect through nature and fresh air. We also have dragonfly, emergence from the old into the new. This is beautiful energy. This means that there's been a lot of wonkiness, but that you're coming out of it shining like a rose. Okay? Standing in your own power. We have the Grand Trine, blessings that show up, my friends. This is the energy of balance. This is the energy of making things happen. This is the energy of the universe doing things behind the scenes for you. This has a lot to do with the energetics of what was happening, I think 6 months ago, when we had the energy of the Grand Trine. This is when they started to break things away so that they could bring in the new, if that makes any sense to you. So this is really, really good energy. Beautiful. If you are an Aquarius rising, an Aquarius ascendant. Oh, interesting. So these two cards popped out in the Capricorn reading. So if you have Capricorn reading or Capricorn in your chart, it might be important for you to maybe take a look at that. But what we have here is unconditional love from the Divine Mother. Okay. Thank you, Divine Mother, for helping me to give and receive the love that I deserve. We have childhood innocence. This is the energy of the Six of Cups that we were talking about before. Childlike memories, pleasant memories of the past, youthful enthusiasm about something new that you want to be able to bring into yourself. It also has a lot to do with inner child healing, okay? Pay attention to children. And then the last card that you have is the 4th house, which is roots, grounding your energy. Literally 4th house, meaning your physical house, like where you live, or the 4 people that would be closest to you in energy as far as who you live with. This may have something to do with them, but it definitely has something to do with the living situation. So, you know, you have to put this into terms of what it means for you. And of course, if you want to get any further clarification, then you're going to want to like just book in a reading with me. But pretty significant, I would say. Now, here's the deal. If you are an Aquarius moon sign, we have a lot of extra cards. So I just want to give this its due. The first energy that we have is love and accept your own self. Okay, love and accept yourself. So thank you, angels, for lovingly guiding me to self-acceptance. We have the energy of the wolf, and it's titled Instinct. Now, some people, the reason they need to accept themselves is because they may have been missing messages in the past. And so the wolf wants you to get back down to your natural element of instinct. So some of you might have been missing or misinterpreting signals in the past. It's okay, but you're going to have to get to the point where you get back on track with yourself a little bit, okay? So, and we're going to do it like this. Aquarius moon, you have moon. Soul energy, okay? This is kind of what's going on with your higher self, is really trying to have this conversation with you. A lot of the influence that's been going on right now was Mercury's energy, kind of messing with your mind just a little bit. Universe trying to help you get back on track with that. And of course, one of the things that was going on was that at one point you had the void, which it says the void, of course, the moon was missing. Okay. And so when we talk about the void, it's just like the 8 of Cups. It's like the information that you didn't have before. It's like this information is now starting to come into fruition. How many times did the freaking 8 of Cups show up? 1, 2, it showed up 3 different times here. Especially on Sunday. There was information that you didn't have, and therefore now you're reviewing You're reviewing 3 times the 8 of Cups showed up. That's what this card is about. Okay, and so it just means that there's nothing wrong with holding back before you make a quick judgment call or you make a movement. But again, they're telling me again, watch your travel plans. Be flexible. Something else might come into fruition for you that is going to be important for you, maybe on Sunday, okay? All right, Aquarius, whether you're sun, moon, or rising, I hope that you were able to get a lot of information out of this particular reading. I enjoyed doing it very, very much. This is my heart. This is what I love to do. I love giving people the information that they need. If you want a personal to clarify or to get into something, then make sure you take a look at the description box below and find the links in order to book in with me. I'm open for sessions. Otherwise, many, many, many blessings, Aquarius. Thank you for tapping in, and we will talk to you next week. Bye for now.